Welcome to the Enrich Minds podcast, people. We got to talk. Today, I want to talk about money motivation. A lot of us up and coming artists, creators, whatever your subject may be, we're motivated by money. Big time. Why? We ain't got a lot of got a lot of money problems though. And it takes money to solve those problems. And we know we have an idea or a product that's worth some money. And we have to figure out how to monetize it. That's the hard part. Well, so we think so in the beginning. That's the hard part. How the fuck can I monetize this product? Because I know it's worth some money. I'm telling you, I know, I can feel it. It's going to make a ton of money. Why? How do you know that? Nobody else has it. Nobody else is doing it. How many of y'all heard that before? How many of y'all said that before? Well, I've said it and I've heard it too. So there you go. I'm with you. I'm always with you. Well, as long as you're rational. Anyway, a friend and I were talking yesterday, and I was saying a lot of people, they have a misconception that the people that they're pitching their product to or their services to are motivated by money. Some of y'all are scratching your head. Some of y'all probably turn this shit off because you say this boy don't know what he's talking about. Let me expound on that. If you have, for instance, a Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is not motivated by money. He's a billionaire. Jeff Bezos, he's not motivated by money. He's a billionaire. And so on and so forth. You get the hint. These people, you can come to them and pitch their product, your product, and it might be a great product, but they're not motivated by money. You are. You need the money. They don't need no more money. That's not what they go to the office for every day. Some of y'all are arguing back. I hear you. I feel you. Hear me out though. If you notice, these men are billionaires, but they get up and go to work every day. That's not for money. They're working because they're passionate about the product that they're working with. Their passion is what gets them in the office. Because if it was about money, what the fuck would they be there for? They're worth $100 billion. Do you think they need any more fucking money? So a lot of people I see and I know are making the wrong approach when they approach people to pitch their product to look for potential investors or looking for someone to give them a yes answer. And one of the main problems that will impede that process of getting the yes or getting the investor is you. You're not selling you. Now, some of these rich men, they might hear you out. If you get lucky, get to pitch your product to a decision maker, somebody who can do something about it. But we focus so much on the product sometimes, we don't focus on ourselves. Because you're selling yourself, whether you know it or not, as much as you're trying to pitch your product, you're pitching yourself. You have to be likable. And in order to be likable, you have to appease everybody at the table in a sense of they can feel comfortable doing business with you. And some of you guys might misconstrue this and say, see, that's that bullshit. He's talking about selling your soul. I'm not talking about selling your soul. I'm talking about this is universal. You have to be likable. In the street, you might go to buy something from somebody, some sort of illegal substance. Let's say some drugs. Let's say some guns. You got the money, right? This person don't want to deal with you. They don't like you. They don't trust you. So they say, nah, man, I'm cool. Now, in your mind, you say, well, I got a bag of money over here. I got $100,000. They don't like you. Same thing in corporate America. You have to know how to deal with people. This is a universal thing. No one's asking you to sell your soul. No one's asking you to do shit, really. I mean, you don't have to do it, but you just stay in the predicament that you're in. But if you want to, especially cross over to corporate America, meaning you're not currently in corporate America. You could be working at McDonald's, working in construction, but you want to up the ante and get into the boardroom with these guys and let them know I have a product that can change lives, that can do whatever you say it can do. They're listening to the product, but before you even pitch the product, they start to ask you a bunch of questions about yourself. And you might think this is small talk, but they're trying to look into the window into your mind. Sometimes you might be looking at the table. They can't see it through your eyes, through those windows. They want to hear where your head's at. They want to hear what type of person you are. Because you might be the type of person they don't want to deal with. Because you might be a nightmare. A prime example, from what I hear, is Damon Dash. Damon Dash is a brilliant guy. Nobody has ever said he was stupid. But the common dialogue about Dame Dash is he's hard to deal with. Now, Dame Dash said he knows he's hard to deal with, so that's why he's his own boss. He's doing everything on his own. But all of us don't have the opportunity to do everything on our own. That's why we're in a meeting with these people, because we trying to not always partner with them, because the only thing we really have is a product, and they got to put up the money. You got to convince them that you are a good investment, not just your product. Now, a positive prime example of that is a Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is very likable. People like Snoop Dogg all over the world, to the point where he's doing business with Martha Stewart, which is basically the whitest of the white, and he's the gangsterest of the gangsters. Snoop Dogg never compromised his integrity. He's always been Snoop Dogg. He's always openly blowing weed. He never said, oh, you know, I'm against, well, he did say he was against marijuana briefly because his throat was hurting and we don't know what Snoop was going through. But anyway, Snoop Dogg, people want to be in the Snoop Dogg business. Whether Snoop says he's going to put out a gospel album, whether he says he's going to go Rasta, the Snoop Lion, he's going to DJ now. You know, people want to be in the Snoop business. They like Snoop. They might not like you. You might come a bit overzealous or a bit unconfident. It's all sorts of mistakes that we make. But the point that I'm trying to make is we have to work on our people skills just as diligent as we work on our product, because both are equally important. You go in there, you don't know how to talk to these people, they're gonna pass on your pitch, and they might be over. If you look at most musical artists and other product people like Netflix and all sorts of people, those people got passed over too. Now why, I don't know, but I can only tell you what I see personally. And I see a lot of people that turn some of these business people off because they're not assessing who they're talking to. So, your product might get you in the door, but your mouth might get you kicked out of it. You might give an off-color joke that is totally against these people. It's offensive to these people. And you didn't even think about that. So keep your jokes to yourself most of the time, because there's a time and a place and you don't know these people that well yet, and they don't know you. Somebody once told me it ain't about who you know, it's about who knows you. Because you can know all sorts of people, but if they say, I don't know that dude, that's it. It's all over. It's all over now. Also, you can't be an asshole and expect people to want to do business with you. Now you say, I got a good product, fuck it. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to do business. But they will, sometimes that will translate as impossible to do business with, irrational. You're not practical. The terms and your negotiation skills aren't that appeasing. It's all for yourself. When you see all these people at the table, and you don't know who the fuck they are most of the time when you go into these meetings. They're just random people and they introduce themselves, and by number 3, you're not even hearing the names anymore. You're just going through the motions. But you don't know who any of these people are, but evidently if they're at the table, they're important. I guarantee you it's not the janitor. I guarantee you it's not the fucking secretary. These are all people that matter. Their decisions matter. And they are present at the meeting because whoever the head honcho is going to ask everyone of their assessment of you. What do they think about you? Then, what do you guys think about the product? Because it's actually secondary, honestly. Self-help is very, I didn't understand it for a while, all this self-help movement. Then I started thinking and I said, well, damn, everybody's not social, especially in this day and age. A lot of people stick with the group that they've grown up with. I didn't have that luxury. I moved around a lot. But some of you guys, you live where you were born and raised. And you have a core group of people that you deal with. And unless, some new person pops up at your job or you get some new girlfriend and meet her family or her friends, you don't really get to meet that many new people. And so it makes it difficult to hustle. And I get self-help now because when you meet a lot of people and you're constantly out in the world and doing all this shit, people will critique you. People will say, damn, man, you shouldn't have said that to that person. What I do? I wouldn't. Well, you might not have meant any harm, but you see how his expression changed. He took offense to that shit. And so you learn from your mistakes. But if you're not that social, it's hard to make these mistakes. I get it. Hence, self-help books. They're very important. I would suggest pick you up a few. If you don't have a lot of friends that's moving around in business or mentors that mentors that actually have inside workings with business, especially one that you're trying to get into, it doesn't even matter. Just they can tell you some stories about a good meeting, a meeting that was supposed to have been good went sour. And this shit happens a lot. You see it on Shark Tank, you see it on whatever. But self-help is very important because you need to be developed. This can even be towards a relationship, a romantic relationship, or a relationship with your kids or your friends. Sometimes we don't see the negative things that we do. And if you don't have anybody in your circle to give you that reality check, like I was speaking about last time, and check your ass, you will continue to make a mistake and you will fuck off maybe that one and only opportunity that you had because you weren't prepared for it. I'm not going to do a long podcast on this one, but think about it, comment, and critique my ugly ass, and let me know what you think about that. Peace. To the next episode.